Look how sad the garage is looking, boys. So many memories here. Maybe one last H2R ride. What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Oh, we're finally on the H2R on board the spaceship. Finally riding my favorite motorcycle on the last ride on the V4R, which is my second favorite motorcycle to ride. So I just miss these bikes, man. The bikes are in the garage. It's been a couple months since I've ridden them. Some of them even longer. So it's just good to be back on some of my favorite bikes, because I don't know when the next time I'll be able to ride them and all that. So I'm just trying to have some fun, just a little solo ride. Me, myself, and the H2R. Bike feels good. Everything feels smooth. Check the boost temps. The boost temps are low. The coolant temps are low. It's a nice day out. Definitely windy. I feel like because I was riding the V4R before with the taller windscreen, the race windscreen, this kind of sleek one, because this just mimics the H2Rs. It's not a double bubble or taller like any of the other stuff that we usually use. So it definitely feels, I feel more wind. I was like, why is it so windy? I'm like, it didn't feel windy before. And I was like, oh, it's just the windscreen. It shows you how much a windscreen can make a difference. But this windscreen, because it's lower, if I tuck all the way, this should give me more aerodynamics and therefore more speed. I'm excited to, once we settle in, you know, we start doing the build with the H2R, because like I said, I want to do like supercharger gears. I want to do a couple of things for this thing. Change the gearing for top speed and stuff like that. Can change the entire hub. So a lot of exciting stuff that I would like to work on as soon as we get the chance to. But for now, all my builds are essentially on hold, because, you know, we're going through that big move and all of that. So unfortunately, we can't have too much fun with these toys. Modifying them at least, because I do love modifying these already crazy modified motorcycles. This bike is such a beast. Unfortunately, we saw that Kawasaki release the next gen H2Rs, and they're pretty much the same thing. I think even the same horsepower figures that they were claiming before, which is at 322 or 23, I believe. So it's very similar in horsepower figures. I thought it was, yeah, I guess it's about, I thought it was at like that 330, but I don't know, man. Who knows? It's a lot of horsepower, that's for sure. You know, this bike, after the BT Moto 2 and after a lot of the mods that I did to it, because this bike is far from stock, this thing is close to 360, I want to say. But if we're being conservative and we're matching kind of the H2R numbers of 322 or whatever they said, because I thought they were like something with the ram air makes it like a lot more or something like that. I forgot, it's been a while. But yeah, unfortunately the new gens aren't like something crazy. They're pretty much just the same thing, just a year newer as far as I know, at least. I'll do some research. If there's something wrong that I'm saying, I will put it up on the screen right here for you guys, just because I don't want to tell you guys something and it's, you know, that bike is actually very upgraded and there's a lot of differences and all. But did you guys see the new Yamaha V4 though? That was exciting. So there's a cool few releases. I mean, we talked about the new V4R last time, that there was like a teaser on it, and it was stopped with Mr. MV since the last gen V4R. My gen made 234 horsepower. The new gens make 245 horsepower. And then we have the brand new one, which is not released yet, but you know, we saw some leaks for it, some pictures that you can find online. And just based on like those jumps, that bike has to be at the 250 mark horsepower. If not, well, everyone's going to be definitely disappointed. But to have a 250 horsepower super lightweight motorcycle like the V4R and it's an NA engine, not like these, you know, like the H2 and the H2R, they're supercharged. That's why they can make so much horsepower. So to have an NA bike that can make that type of power is absolutely insane, especially with those weight figures, because that bike is extremely light. So yeah, I'm definitely excited to see the release of not only the V4R, but you know, the Yamaha R1 V4 concept. I don't even know if it's going to be called like an R1 anymore, because it's a V4, but it's still an R1. I don't really know. Let me know what you guys think they're going to call it, because I'm kind of, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, I don't know what they're going to call that. Hopefully they keep that R1 essence, because you know how Ducati changed it when they used to be the 1199, 1299, 959, and then when they changed to the V4 engine, they're all V4s essentially. I guess Aprilia has the RS V4, so maybe the R1 V4. That has a ring to it. But yeah, I'm excited to see how much power those make, because the R1 has been essentially the lowest horsepower motorcycle in the kind of like high-end leader bike era, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. But you know, they make the least amount of horsepower. It's still 200 horsepower. It's still very respectable. It's a very fast bike, and it's a lot of power. But in comparison to everything out here, that I feel like everything is over 210 already. You know, it's very far behind. So maybe that V4 switch is gonna give it that extra boost in power. It has to. I mean, you know, why else would they change? Ooh wee, you got chilly, which is good for this bike. Just gonna cool her down a little bit. The tires are probably warm by now. You know what I mean? I just want to kind of like rake in the rust since she's been sitting for so long. Before we start having some savage fun with it. Singular front brake, so we gotta use a lot of the rear as well when we're braking. Are 230 because we were going uphill this time. That's really high, and that's also not. I should have kept the numbers of the boost temp. Oh yeah, the bike is running hot now, and we're out of gas. That's actually crazy. The bike said 2 pulls and you're done. No more fuel. Yeah, what a machine. But honestly, like now, based on just this, I mean, maybe it helps in acceleration a little bit, but just in this bike is definitely, I don't think there's like much of a difference by me removing the front rotor. So we will most likely add it back on, possibly. I'm not sure, because the bike felt a lot more restricted. I mean, yeah, I need a lot more room, but I don't know. It was slightly underwhelming. especially in comparison to the actual top speed, which is at the, what, 226 is what we've hit. So we're pretty far off from that. That being said, I mean, definitely the braking is not an issue at all, especially since I'm not taking this bike to the track or anything like that. I don't have a hard time, you know, braking with this thing. Yeah, especially that, you know, if we ran out of gas so quick, that means we were already kind of lowish on gas. So, you know, which means less weight, by the way. That being said, also the gas is probably not the freshest. You know, it's not like brand new fresh gas since the bike has been sitting for a while. And maybe the tire pressure is low, because that could affect it as well, since it's also been sitting for a while. So all these factors affect your top speed. You know, it's not the coolest day out there. The boost temps weren't like very low, but yeah, the boost temps got really high, so you gotta be careful with some of these top speed runs. Makes me wonder if I add the fans and just, like, you know, slightly lighter front rotors on this thing, if it'll make a difference. But there's a lot that I want to do to this, you know. I want to do the rotor, the calipers, you know, quite a few upgrades. That's why I'm not doing the rotors yet, because I mean, we already have rotors, you guys saw, for this thing. We have floating rotors for it, which should help a good amount too. It doesn't really matter because I have the same OEM calipers, which don't fit those newer rotors. So main thing that we need for this thing is the calipers for braking, and then, you know, we start upgrading more top speed. I also have no idea where I'm going. I'm just kind of driving to hopefully find a gas station, and I think we just kind of did. The fact that the bike itself is running hot, yeah, those top horsepower, high horsepower numbers are actually fluctuate so much. It's kind of crazy that, you know, you go from 226, done 222 before, and now barely, I don't know, where we're at, 215 or so, the last top speed run we did. That's quite a difference, you know, 10 miles per hour. Drink up, H2R, you deserve it. You need it. We need a full belly. Over 3 gallons. She was empty. Look how beautiful she is in the sun. And by the way, I do hear you guys. I see how, like, this kind of makes it look naked and incomplete. Not to worry. We will most likely go back to the double rotor setup as soon as we find the nice, correct rotors. Check the oil levels, even though it looks overfilled too. I mean, can you blame me for doing a mini photo shoot? Look how it's glistening in the sun. Make sure you go dress up your bike in carbon fiber, because come on, the carbon on this thing just makes it so much better. Corso Carbon, link in the description. I can't talk right now, my mouth's dry. I need some breakfast, man, even though it's like end of the day. What a beauty. But yeah, like I was saying, we did the higher top speeds with the full rotor, so this, I feel like I see no effect with that. I do feel an effect of the bike feeling easier to throw around, but I don't think that is worth it. So that's why I'm kind of like, whatever. But that means we're probably gonna have to reorder these in green titanium, because they probably won't fit that old caliper. So we'll see. Yeah, definitely makes the bike feel so much lighter. The combo between having the carbon wheels and on top of it the missing rotor, a bike that feels this nimble with this much horsepower is insane. I wonder what the difference is between this and, say, like a MotoGP in power to weight ratio, because I'm pretty sure this makes more power than MotoGP bikes. Yeah, it definitely does. But also MotoGP bikes are insanely light, so this has more power but also more weight. So I wonder what the comparison is, because this bike bone stock is at what, 475 horsepower. This is easily, like, we've shaved at least, I want to say, like 20, 25 pounds. So we'll call it like 450 horsepower, 450 horsepower, imagine 450 horsepower. One day we're going to do a booster build and we'll do something crazy like that, because I really want to see how a bike with like over 400 horsepower feel like, you know, maybe even 600 horsepower. But yeah, 450 pounds and 300 and let's just say 350 since we're rounding up and down. So we'll round down the horsepower a little bit and we'll round, I guess, down the power as well. The weight and the power is what I'm trying to say. Why my brain is like scattered right now? I think I need food. 450 pounds and 350 horsepower, almost 1-to-1, but that's pound. Usually vehicles are 1-to-1 ratio. That's actually comparing them to kilograms, which in kilograms this would be like past the 1-to-1 ratio. So absolutely insane. I noticed it's slipping in 5th gear. I'm pretty sure 5th gear just slipped. Stems, they're decent, but boost stems drop really low, so I gotta keep it on boost stems when I do a pull like that instead of my cooling temps. It's just annoying to have to watch both because, you know, I want to make sure that this bike is running like nice and cool, but at the same time I want to make sure my supercharger is also running nice and cool. I have noticed also, I think both of my top speed runs were actually not one of them. One of them wasn't like that, but it was also cooler weather because it was like really early, I remember. But one of the other top speed runs, it was kind of like when the bike is fresh. So you kind of like turn on the bike, and you ride, and you like do it right away. You don't go on like a longer ride and do all that stuff and then do that type of stuff because, I don't know, I guess maybe the engine is like working more and like everything is heating up more. I also know something about top speed runs. If you're doing a proper top speed run, you don't want to like redline every gear because same thing. It's more heat generated in the engine in those higher RPM, so you want to like short shift every time, and then when you hit 6, that's when you like, you know, you stay in it. Is the Tesla out of battery? I say that as I have applied myself. Hey man, they're really good, reliable bikes. When you have the world's fastest motorcycle, you don't need a fast car anymore. Even though the Plaid could keep up, it keeps up with a lot of these crazy fast motorcycles. I'd love to see do proper runs of my Plaid and my H2R. I think that'd be a very good video. Yeah, those wings probably also make a big difference too. So if I deleted those wings in top speed runs, that'll add a lot. The front brake thing, oh, I just remembered that I was trying to order the forged carbon levers and have the holes in them, so you know what I mean, like the wind resistance and high speed won't hit my front brake like this. It definitely could be a thing because that like wind pressure at those speeds are insane. It feels like whenever I get up, it feels like I'm a parachute about to blow out of the bike. But hey, we did a 2 Honda run on the Rush, if you guys remember that. So that was crazy on a naked bike. Whoa, look at that. There's like sun from this side, and you hit the bridge, and you come out the other side, and it's like shade. One last pull for 6 angles. Well, you guys, it's been a pleasure on this beauty. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned. Drop a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, right side. Love you all.